I don't wanna be friends. 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 Can we start over again? Cause I don't wanna be friends.
More of what they were trying to fight against.
Yeah.
So who should have helped these men?
Who should have helped the men?
Who in our community should have helped them?
The women or the men?
I mean, sorry. Who should have helped these women? I'm sorry, I'm asking the wrong question.
Any fucking body. Anybody who is melanated and draws breath. Anyone who was aware of the situation. I think that it is a sad state of affairs that there wasn't even a man in the video. You know, I mean, we can't condemn the whole city of Pittsburgh because no men happened to be walking by at that moment. But I'm just saying, though, like, how could this happen and not a man in sight? You know, I'm speechless, actually. I've never seen anything like that. I'm just trying to imagine myself observing something like that. You know, I don't know that I could have just sat and watched. I think I would have had to grab a wine bottle off the shelf or something.
I think I would have as well.
I just don't, wow. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, I think that the people that should have helped her are the people that are in urban communities that are that your life is predominantly exposed to violence and drug culture. Mm-hmm. I feel that those men should have been
absolutely
on the back of a pickup truck
with some pit bulls and bicycle chains,
duct taped.
Thank you.
Where was Ghost? Where was Tommy?
Where was fucking Ghost?
Where was Tommy? Where was Ghost? Okay. Where were you all? Where are you all? See, this is when we need the gangsters, killers, and drug dealers.
I'm telling you, for
even
real.
The strippers.
But I'm just thinking, you know. So after the fact, this was just a police issue. Like nobody rolled up on these guys. They were waiting for paperwork. I don't understand. You know, we from Memphis. This would have never. Those guys would not listen.
They would have had to move out of Memphis.
They would have had to move out of Memphis.
Change their identities.
Yes, because yes, wow.
Should these men still be alive?
Who are me to judge?
I don't think that they should. Hit the skull emoji if you think these men that attack those women should be dead. Hit the skull emoji.
I mean, it's not for me to say whether they should be alive or not. You know, I don't have jurisdiction over anyone's life, but I tell you one thing, they should have experienced some difficulties following these events. They should have experienced some life-threatening difficulties following these events.
I can tell you that God is good. We worship the good God in Haiti.
Yes, that's
so if the good God killed these men, then God is good. If I told God to kill these men, God is good. So I think they should be dead. It is up to me to say that. These niggas should be dead. Kill them. Do you think these women's ancestors want revenge on these men?
I think they're probably already getting it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're probably already getting it. I think that, you know, one of these men's, you know, grandson is going to get, you know, sodomized on the fucking soccer field with a rusty railroad stake.
Mm-hmm. We have like 40 people on and only 6 people feel like these men should be dead. Plus me. What magical solutions can we prescribe to this situation?
Well, I think first of all, if it were me, I would have immediately, even if I was a bystander, if I was related or connected to any of these women, the first thing I would have done is gone to Ogun. I would have fed Ogun, made offerings to Ogun, appealed to Ogun and Eshu, and
the spirit of chaos.
Well, I mean, I don't want to tip my hand, but I'm just saying that that's where I would start. Right. I would start with I would start, you know, with the ancestors and with the Orisha. I think that definitely some invisibility or stealth work is necessary, you know, so that so that the perpetrators of the vengeance won't be discovered. I would absolutely, you know, make sure that each one of these men had an incurable case of hemorrhoids from now I feel like these women, they need some healing. So I would have to prescribe a series of baths for them, along with some clear sight spray, so that they can begin to see things clearly and have a better understanding of femininity. I would also, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in this case. They also need to engage their third eye. Their intuition may be a little bit off. And I'm only speaking about the women, not because I'm condemning them, but because I feel like some healing is in order. And I think that this incident is symptomatic of things that are going on in their heads and in their hearts. And it's a shame that it had to play out in public, But I think that they definitely need to do some chakra work. Again, let me stop because I don't want to condemn the women. It's not, they didn't do anything wrong.
I think that you're trying to strengthen them so that they could have better approached the situation and had more resources available to them to mitigate the consequences of it. And even if that event still played out the same way or in a less vicious way, for them to have some type of retaliation that comes not just from being served a warrant.
Is there a civil suit? They need to own all those restaurants.
I haven't done that. I haven't continued following it just yet. But I was thinking, if this were me, well, I just use my human remains, do bone work, and somebody's gonna die. That'd be the first time where I'm serious. That's the first time where somebody's going to die. And I'm like, look, I just got to test it out. Just like that dumbass client, whom I'm going to name her out because she filed a charge back with her bank. And I'm waiting on PayPal to further investigate that. Stephanie Robinson, yo dumbass. Dumbass Stephanie Robinson. So we're going to hit the skull emoji for dumbass Stephanie Robinson, who getting that skull worked on her motherfucking ass. But no, I would have... after them, I just would have made their family, all the women in their family suffer for that, because I feel
the women in their family are suffering if they are married to these men or have anything to do with them. God help them too.
Well, I also feel like these women are complicit in their men's behavior, because I can't see these women intervening on their. Can't see them holding their men back, in my opinion. I don't want these. I wouldn't want the most powerful sex in their community to reproduce more of them. And I also feel like the women in their community have failed them for not raising them better.
Yeah.
Therefore, they must suffer. They will be barren. I would also like to see in cancer, terminal cancer. I just want people to suffer the long way. And I want them to be a vegetable. And I also would do some work to make it so that the women are resistant to being taken off life support. So that we can just watch them just be filled with all these bodily fluids and pop like a balloon.
Oh, God.
It'd be delicious. Like that girl's herpes where the pus was coming out. I just want to see it like that.
That was really unfortunate.
Okay. So we're going to move on to talking about marriage in our community.
Okay.
We're going to play a video clip for you.
Greetings, I'm Priestess Peach Blossom. If you would like to know more about the traditions and practices of Southern Hoodoo, you can sign up for my mentorship program at www.blackspectrumnetwork.com.
Hello everyone, and thank you all for tuning into Black Spectrum Network.
If you're interested in learning how to work with your ancestors, book the Ancestor Life Path reading.
Visit www.blackspectrumnetwork.com to book your reading with one of us.
So I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna share a video clip with you all. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Give me 1 second. Hold on, guys.
You know what I mean? We need more men to stand up and lead the way. Most women are trying to be the leader. That's why you can't.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to share this link with you all. All right, I shared another link with you guys. It's Fantasia on the Breakfast Club. I want you all to go to the 8-minute and 20-second mark, okay? I shared the link. Go to the 8-minute, 20-second mark. You only need to watch for about 2 minutes. Osun Funke and I are about to watch, and you can just
make sure I get to work back and safely. Make sure my kids are good every day.
He flowing.
That's what I do every day. Every morning.
I salute
at
that.
4:30 in the morning, I wake my wife up and we pray.
Real talk.
You should get up a little earlier than that so you can get to work on time.
See how she keep trying to come. She coming for you. But no, real talk. I salute that.
Yeah, every morning.
Because we need more of that. You know what I mean? We need more men to stand up and lead the way. Most women are trying to be the leader. That's why you can't find a man. You can't be the king in the house. Fall back and be the queen and let your man lead the way. So I salute you for that.
What does that mean? You can't be a leader because a lot of women look at it like, no, I could lead in my household. I could do this in my household. What does that mean?
That's not how it's supposed to be, and that's why we bump heads. And I feel like it's a generational thing. And we can go real deep on that, and I don't need to start that, but it's a generational curse. And how society have placed our men. And women have to stand up and be the mother and the father and the provider. And so then now you are so bad, you can't be told nothing, that when the right man come, you lose him because you're trying to be the man. I was finna say,
Right.
man.
Can we be equal?
Oh, of course. Because at the end of the day, I'm the neck, my man's the head. So he can't make any moves without his wife. You know what I mean? It all works together. But you can't be the head of the house. You got to let the man be the head of the house. But it's a generational thing, and it's what we've been taught. To stand up, be strong, be the, you know what I mean? And a dude come and everything about you is like a man.
Sometimes we have no choice, though.
But that's what I was saying. It's
Right.
a generational thing, and that's what society has. They do that on purpose.
So you think women have to fall back a little for their man? Is that what you think?
You have to learn how to submit. You can still be a queen. Queen plays a part. The king needs his queen. It's certain things that he can't see that we see.
Some people would say the queen is the most valuable piece on the board.
It
Come on,
is.
anybody play chess?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
okay.
'Cause
My
the king
husband's
can't
teaching
move
me
like
how
the
to play
queen
chess.
moves.
Yeah, I mean, we work together, but the queen has to sit back and allow her king to be the king.
Now, what about in a situation where a woman makes more money in a relationship?
That's hard because that's when jealousy starts coming in. That's when, you know what I mean? And that goes back to communicating and prayer. Because if a woman, you know, if you're solid, you know who you are, you know what you bring to the table. A lot of times money breaks up relationships. Money is the root of all evil. It is. So everybody's thinking about the wrong things instead of falling back and sitting and saying, let's play chess together. I got you. You got me. Let's go.
But, in a relationship, a lot of times, especially, with so many independent women out there and doing their own thing, and now with an independent woman who's, let's say, a boss, who has their own job, pays their own bills, their own crib, their own car, now they meet a guy, and it's hard to a woman to, as you would say, submit to a man because they're already in that position. They're already their own boss.
Yeah.
So what happens in that situation?
Listen, I had to go through it. When I met my husband, like I was taking care of everything.
That's all we need to see. We don't need to learn about her. Okay.
I agree wholeheartedly with everything that she said.
My first thoughts are...
I just wonder, why does she sound like Michael Jackson?
I thought she sounded like a kid on Sesame Street doing the alphabet.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, F. E. All right. So my first thoughts about that were...
Stop it.
that I felt like her beliefs were antiquated at first.
Really?
Absolutely. Because I'm part of that generation of black feminists that believe that those roles are antiquated. And that society has shifted the terrain to make it easier for women to be bosses and for men to sit back.
Oh, it's the destruction. It's the planned destruction of the black family. It's the planned destruction of the black family. This is not even a discussion that's had in white communities. I mean, when they talk about feminism, they are talking about equal pay, equal rights, and things like that. they're not involving you in what happens in their house and the conversations that they have around their dinner table. Because I guarantee you that in a functional white middle class family, that wife is deferring to her husband, and he's making decisions and he's running the house because that's the way it's supposed to be, in my opinion. And that's the reason they have 600 years of prosperity and abundance and generational success. And here we are with these fractured families. We can't build anything else because we can't even keep our households together. How do we build organizations and Fortune 500 companies, and we can't even decide who leads in the house? Who's going to take out the trash? Who's going to pick up the kids? Who's going to cook the dinner? Who's going to wash the clothes? We can't even get that together. It's not a surprise that we don't own shit. And you have to know that was the plan from the beginning. Under Woodrow Wilson, they created the welfare program. They gave a monthly stipend to these low-income families below the poverty line, 90% of whom were black. And I'm not sure about those statistics, but the welfare program was created under Woodrow Wilson. And under that program, social workers would go to the houses of these recipients to make sure that there wasn't a man in the house. Never mind the fact that these uneducated black men were unemployable by most standards. All they could do was backbreaking labor. And you had white men doing that who had returned from the war. They were given preference for those jobs. So you had black men who were unable to be employed, who now cannot be in the home because the money that the government is giving to sustain these families would be withheld if he was present. So what is a woman going to choose? This $65 a month that's going to buy beans and rice to feed her kids? Or is she going to sit there and starve with her man? They knew that. So we put that man out on the street. He starts drinking, turning to drugs or what have you. Or he finds another woman or another household he can infiltrate and get her pregnant and start the cycle all over again. But at least I'm getting my $65 a month and I can buy beans and rice for my kids. And so now I'm a single mother. You get what I'm saying? And even before that, then we have slavery where the man did not belong to his family. He belonged to someone else. And so he was basically just a stud making babies here, there, and everywhere. Our families have been fractured from the beginning, and it is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Well, my first thoughts are, I was talking to my guy friend, because at any point in time it could change, so we'll just call him my guy friend. But we were talking about, because you were bringing it up, you was like, he's Nigerian. I'm wondering how he's going to deal with certain roles. Is he going to expect you to cook and so on and so forth? Mm-hmm. And I asked him about that. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that he said, and even though he's not sociologically inclined, he was just like, we're both male, so we can't do that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, so we have to share the responsibilities. Mm-hmm. Now, that I agree with. Mm-hmm. I agreed with it. And I agreed with it because I thought about, it reminded me of what Fantasia said. There was a part of what she said that I agree with. She said, you know, the queen plays a role, the king plays a role, mm-hmm. especially when it comes to chess. In the tarot, the king plays a role, the queen plays a role. Mm-hmm. The queen is to me, the queen cards are the most powerful cards. They're the cards that talk about nurturing, facilitating the space. Mm-hmm. Because without the queen, no one can thrive.
Greetings, I am Reverend Priestess Osun Funke. I would like to invite you personally to book an ancestral life path reading with me. If you're interested in learning how to work with your ancestors, how to make appropriate offerings, or how to set up your ancestor altar, I can help you. Please visit www.blackspectrumnetwork.com.
Greetings, I'm Priestess Peach Blossom. If you would like to know more about the traditions and practices of Southern Hoodoo, you can sign up for my mentorship program at www.blackspectrumnetwork.com.
It's almost like the queen serves in a way that the queen cards serve in a way that can be taken for granted, such as if you're in a clean space, you go into a clean bathroom in Applebee's, you may take it for granted, but you know when you're in a nasty ass one, you're quicker to complain about a dirty bathroom than you are to compliment a clean one. Mm-hmm. And so I was saying to myself that it's important to have a space facilitated because it creates an environment or an ecosystem for everyone to thrive. I think that men do have the ability to facilitate. However, when you're in a heterosexual relationship, I do think that what she's saying is true, if only because the women that I know that disagree with what she says will come to me and ask me to help them find a man. But I tell them, as I know as a man, when I'm looking to date another man, I want to date a man that I respect. A woman that's in a relationship with a guy, like a woman can like a guy, but if she doesn't respect him, the relationship will never work.
That's right.
He can make dramatically less money than her. If she respects him,
absolutely,
she's going to listen to him.
Absolutely.
Now, there was something that DJ Envy said that kind of flatlined for me. It sounded good, but it kind of flatlined. It was like, he was saying, and I knew, and perhaps it flatlined for me because it was coming from him, and I'm not forgetting him. But it came out, wrong vessel. So he was saying that, a lot of women are making more money. A lot of black women are career women, and they are out earning and outpacing their male counterparts. However, when someone gets a reading, they're not just asking, that person may have it on lock in their job, but when they're seeking out guidance in other areas of their life, they need a partner that they respect, whose opinion that they respect, an opinion that they can submit to, and at least hear. So people may call it, somebody might try to water it down and say, I consider my man's opinion. I feel like you consider a man's opinion when you like him, and you submit to his opinion when you respect him.
Absolutely.
And so that's not to say that submission doesn't come without resistance. Like, you're going to have moments of resistance, moments where you think that you know better, because that's just human nature. You're going to think that you know better than everyone else, even if that's your partner. That's just human nature. But at some point, you are going to modify your behavior, or modify the way that you're thinking, or modify your choices based off of who it is that you respect. I know, even for me, that when you talk to me about my business, I'm very resistant, but I listen to you because I respect you, versus other people whom I consider it because I like them, but I don't do it. And so I feel I can't really say too much because I haven't been in a heterosexual relationship, but I do feel like...
But we are husband and strife.
We are. I'm so dead. But as you can see, but I mean, then our dynamic works differently. Then it doesn't work like that. I'm the woman. I'm the queen. But
you're my husband and I'm your strife.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm just thinking about it as the actual operation of it. It just seems like I'm more of the queen and you're the king.
You think so? I don't think so. And I submit to you all the time.
That is true. But you're a Virgo.
But still, I respect you as a man. I'm old school. You know that. You decide everything for the most part.
That is true. Here we are with our show right now, talking about Tiffanasia Barrento, who can't read.
See you.
All right, so I'm just going to bring it back to the topic at hand. What are your thoughts about generational curses affecting men? Okay.
I wasn't finished. I want to stop it with that voice. It's gross. I want to go back.
When I see you.
I want to go back to what you said about a woman respecting a man, because I think that this is an example of social engineering and eugenics at the best example ever. The black family, because we don't respect our men because no one else does. A lot of women have difficulty respecting the black man because no one else does. The black man is public enemy number one. He is the least trustworthy. He is the least likely to succeed. He is the most dangerous, although I digress. But these are the things that the media tells us. This is the way the picture is painted. And so if I'm a person and...
I want to interrupt. And the way that the statistics are interpreted.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? Even though every mass shooter in recent history has been a white man. Check out my video on Black Spectrum Network about mass shootings, and see what the ancestors have to say about that. But, you know, the black man is demonized, period. And black women who are uneducated, largely uneducated in a lot of ways, they rely on the media, social media in particular, for their information. And so it's just a vicious cycle where they're being fed this notion that you can't trust black men, that black men ain't no good, you know, da 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 da. And then we are spoon-fed this idea that, you know, Miss Independent is what you need to be. You know, INDE, however the hell you spell it. You know what I'm saying? Remember that song? You know, she got her own car. She got her own crib. She got her own, you know, she got her own everything.
Wipe me down.
Right. But of course she does, because she's got to get to work and she's got to have a place to live. Just because she's capable of having those things and maintaining those things doesn't mean that that's what she wants or that's what she needs. Survival is the most basic instinct. So if I don't have anybody here to help me, I'm going to do the best I can with what I got. And that's what we've done, and that's what we've always done. But we are women. We are women, and we need men. And not even that, we need partners. People need people. Okay, so I don't even think that it necessarily matters whether it is, we're talking about heterosexual relationships, and I'm fine with that, but I think that really people need people, and people need partnerships, and partnerships need to work. And in order for them to work, everybody must play their role, and that's all that we're talking about. And because we know that men and women are created differently. The way our minds work, the hormones that race through our bodies at different levels are all different. It creates a different type of personality. It creates a different way of tackling problems and processing information. And so if we're talking about a relationship with a man and a woman, then we need to understand the likelihood of them naturally taking on certain roles. You know what I mean? Men are going to be more logical. Women are going to be more emotional. Women are going to be more organized, and men are not. You know what I'm saying? And this is in my experience and also my understanding. You know, the hormones, oxytocin, testosterone, estrogen, they all do different things. We all have the same hormones, but in different amounts, and they do different things in the body. I'm saying all that to say that people need each other, and that this idea of the independent black woman encourages and supports the angry black woman. Think about that. She's the same fucking woman. And it's all planned and intentional. Yes, you're strong. Yes, you're independent. Yes, you can get out here and get it out the mud like a man. But you are also angry. You got a nasty attitude. And you get your ass beat at the fucking gas station. And there's nobody there to protect you. And that's quite all right with everybody. With the whole world. No one cares. The black woman is the mule of the world. That's what Zora Neale Hurston said 50 years ago. And it's still true to this day. We have got to start re-effeminizing ourselves, ladies. We've got to recognize the power in being a woman. And we have got to start making men appreciate that. We are the prize. I could get into that's a whole class that I need to have. But I just cannot stop.
In your second part of your program?
No, this will be a community service class. This is not even about.
On Priestess Osun Funke's YouTube channel?
Possibly. Mm-hmm. Possibly. But I just think that the message is that women are not men. Period. Women are not men. We need to stop trying to be men. We need to stop trying to play that role. We need to be women. We need to be the best mothers and nurturers and creators that we possibly can. And we need to look for strong, capable men to support us. It doesn't matter if you make more money than your man. If he's your man and you respect him and y'all are working together, if you make $1 and he makes 75 cents, together y'all have $1.75. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? What's the fucking problem? What is the problem? It doesn't matter if he makes less money than you. Together, you have what y'all make together. I don't understand that.
The only thing that I want to add is that
Why I'm worried about what you'll have to say. What you'll have to say. When I confess to you that I'm feeling some type of way. Some type of way. If I could do it all over, just start again, baby, I would've never been just your friend. If I could start all over, get a second chance, I would've listened to my heart, make you my man. 'Cause I don't wanna be friends, I don't wanna be friends, I don't wanna be friends.